Hi beauties, welcome back to Tutorial Tuesday. Today, I'm giving you guys all of the tea on lash clusters. Let me just give you some background. I started doing lash clusters 4 or 5 years ago. They're amazing, I love them. It was like the first thing I really went viral for on TikTok. I naturally had really tiny, short little lashes. As a makeup girly and a glam girly, it made it very hard to make your makeup looks look really good when your lashes like couldn't perform, if you know what I mean. I first got super into strip lashes because of that, because I liked that little bold pop, like it really helped finish the glam. And then I got the Kiss FOXYBAE lashes, and I learned very quickly with them that I liked the idea of the seal, glue, and overnight, but I didn't like the quality of the lashes that FOXYBAE had in the package. I think Kiss has great lashes, but within that package, I was looking for something a little bit more volume, a little bit more quality. Those videos blew up, and then I was so blessed to be hit with a lot of lash brands that wanted to send me product to review because it was a hot topic on my account, and it was a really fun time. I had the best time ever learning about them and reviewing them, so I do feel non-professionally qualified to talk about the clusters just from my own personal experience. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I did not get a degree in lashes. Through lots of trial and error and lots of reviewing and comparing products, I do feel like I have a steady ground to talk about it and to know what's going on. I've been seeing on TikTok that people are kind of making a comeback to lash clusters. I would say this last year, I haven't really seen a lot of people doing it, myself included. I've been kind of rocking my natural lashes, but the last few weeks I've seen a lot of people giving up their lash extensions and going for lash clusters. That being said, lash clusters and lash extensions are not the same thing. If you go to a professional place and you get lash extensions, they're going to do it on individual lashes. It's a very specific routine and a very different maintenance routine, as well as cost and refill and that whole deal. I personally have never gone and gotten my extensions. Not that I wouldn't. I probably would have if I didn't found lash clusters, and I'm not such like a DIY, I want to do it myself at home kind of person. I do know a lot of people that have lash extensions that love it. I know a lot of people that have gotten it and been like, that's not for me. I think it's awesome, and if you can afford to do it, because it is a very expensive luxury treatment, and to go to a place that is very good, you want a quality person that knows what they're talking about, because I have heard that lash extensions can be damaging if done improperly and not maintained well. That's all I know about lash extensions, which is very minimal because I have never gone and done it, and I've never really looked too much into it. I just feel like it wouldn't have been right to get into the topic of lash clusters if I didn't explain lash extensions to the best that I can. Now let's get into the fun part, the lash clusters. This is just how I do it and what has worked for me for the last however many years, and I've never gotten an infection. My eyes have never had an issue with something. My lashes have not fallen out. Everything has gone very smooth for me with this routine, but I understand that that is a personal thing and that other people react to things differently. You might have allergies to other things, you might be allergic to a certain type of glue. Whatever the issue may be, take what you wish, apply it how you want, and it is kind of one of those things where it's a trial and error from your own personal experience, if that makes sense. Like, I am very experienced with putting these on. I can do these very easily. Whereas if this is your first time, it might take a try or two. It might take a few tries for you to get used to it, to get better at it, to have a smoother application process. It also might take different products, different lashes to find kind of what you like. So if this is gonna be your first time, I wouldn't go in expecting everything to go perfect right away. It's kind of a trial and error thing. It took me a while to figure it out. It took me a while to figure out what lashes I like, what remover I like, what glue I like, what tools I like. So Just know that before going into it. I am going to do my lashes. I've actually been wanting to do them again for a few weeks, but it is allergy season in Oregon right now, and it always hits the eyes the hardest with all of the pollen. So I was kind of waiting it out a little bit just in case I did get hit with like a really bad allergy to them, and I didn't want to have lashes on my eyes if I was like having really bad allergy reactions, because they make my eyes water a lot. I'm feeling good about the pollen now, and I feel ready to put them on. I have some of my favorites sitting here, and I'm going to explain them, explain some of my favorite brands. I'll share with you guys some of my codes too, so you guys can save a little bit. Let's start with some of the tools. I personally am a huge Velour beauty tool girl. I just love their tools. They're super cute and gold and quality. I really like them. I've used them for so long. What you're gonna need is a pair of lash scissors to cut the clusters, to make them the right size for your eye shape. Maybe you have a stray lash, whatever it may be, you're gonna need some lash scissors. These are really tiny, which is why they're like perfect, easy to work with. These ones are quality. I mean, you hear that? And they're very sharp. So I do really like these ones. Another reason why having this is really nice is because let's say you have a bunch of strip lashes and you're like, I don't really want to go out and buy lash clusters. Well, you're in luck, girl, because you can take strip lashes and cut them into clusters, and then boom, you have clusters. So if you really want to try this at home, but you've never tried it and you're not really wanting to go out and buy lash clusters, or you don't know where to find them, you can take your favorite set of lashes and apply and cut them into clusters, and then boom, you have the clusters, and all you need is the glue and seal. An eyelash curler. This one is from Velour. This is the one I use literally every day, the one that I use with my mascara. This is my everyday lash curler. I've put my friends on this lash curler. This is my favorite lash curler. Not only is it so freaking cute, but it's so good, and it's durable. Like, it's not like a flimsy one, it's really durable, which I really like. Then the next thing is a lash applicator. This one is from Velour. I really like this one because, again, it's just really sturdy, and it has kind of like a comb at the back, so you can like quickly fix stuff if you need to. These have been well loved though. I need to like clean them off. They're a little sticky. And since I have so many of them, I'm just gonna grab this pink one from Emboss Beauty, and I'm gonna use these ones to apply today. Those are the tools that are important: a lash curler, little scissors, and an applicator. You can use tweezers, you can use big scissors. I just have built up my collection, so that's what I like to use. But if you're just trying it out for the first time, you can totally just use normal scissors, tweezers, and your lash curler, and you don't have to go out and get a bunch of stuff for it. The next thing that I would say is not necessary, it's a luxury to have, it's nice to have, but that's a lash pad. This one is from LUXX, and you just kind of like take off the top coat, and it's like a sticky pad. You can individually place your lashes on it, and it'll kind of like stick onto here. And then it's just easier to work with, but it's not a necessity to have. But if you're someone that does it all the time, having a lash pad is really nice to have because it just makes it a little bit easier to flow through and to set it up. Let's talk about the removal process before we put them on. I get a lot of questions about the removal process. I think the removing process is the thing that kind of deters people away from doing it because it seems kind of scary, and you're like, what? Like, how do I remove this myself? The way that I remove my lashes, it's never ripped out my own lashes, I've had a really good experience doing it, is lifting the cluster from the base, which is under your eyelashes, under your natural lashes. That's the way I put them on. You're going to pull them up, and they usually come off pretty good. I take the LUXX remover. I've tried a lot of removers. This one's my favorite because it has olive oil. People always make fun of how I say this word, but I think it's the normal way to say it. I don't know. Jojoba? Jojoba? See, that doesn't sound right. Jojoba sounds right. Jojoba, jojoba. I'm gonna look it up.
Jojoba.
Jojoba. I was right. Oh my gosh, I literally posted on TikTok. Everyone was making fun of me in the comment section, like, why do you say jojoba? It's jojoba. You're wrong. I'm right. Anyway, I like this one a lot from LUXX. It's very gentle and it really removes everything. Another thing that I like is if you just use normal olive oil or vitamin E oil it works great as well. You really don't need to get that crazy with it. The way that I take my lashes off is, I feel like, the reason why I've had a good experience with it. I'll take the lashes off, I'll take the clusters off. If they are giving me a little, like they're really glued on there, then I'll just put a little bit of the remover on and let it sit for a bit before going in, and that'll usually loosen it up. I'll take off the clusters, put on the remover to remove the glue from my natural lashes, and then I remove that very gently. Your eyes are a very delicate area. You don't want wrinkles, so do it very carefully. And then I'll hop in the shower. And that way the steam, being in the shower, washing your face, it usually gets rid of any other residue that's on your face. I find that to be the best way to remove it. Now to the fun part, let's talk about the actual clusters themselves. I have a few favorite brands, okay? I have some brands that I've tried and I'm like, okay, they're not my favorite, but they're definitely doable. And then I have a few that I've tried and I've been like, oh my gosh, these are the best. Like, I love these. I've had a few where I don't like the glue, but I like the lash. And I've had a few that I don't like the lash, but I like the glue. So it just depends. Like, you really have to find your thing. I'm gonna talk about Pro Lash first because I do feel like this is one of the ones that I have promoted the most, or at least used quite a bit. I would say this is like up there in the top tier of quality of luxury. These are pretty expensive and they're really good. They're worth it in my opinion. I do have a code with them that you guys are more than welcome to use. I don't make commission on this code either, so it purely is to just save you money. So this is usually what it looks like. It kind of comes in like a little booklet. You'll have your style that you picked, and then it'll go from like 10 millimeter, 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter, 12, 14, 16, or however, but the millimeter is the length of the lash. So typically you put smallest, so 10 here, and then it fans out to 16, 18, however you want to do it, but that's the length of the lashes. Some of them will have, it depends kind of where you get your lashes, some of them will have something that says curl C, curl, it'll say curl something, and that will be what type of, like, how tightly curled it is. Knowing what kind of curl you have if you really are going to get into this is a really good thing to know, but I would say the more important thing is probably the length. I know that my sweet spot is kind of like 16 at longest. I will do 18, and I have done 18 and I've liked it, but I feel like 16 is kind of that sweet spot for me. Like, I like to do 16, 14, 12. If you kind of want to look more into specific brands, on my TikTok, I have a playlist called Lashes, and that kind of goes into depth, like every single brand that I've tried and stuff like that. The next brand I'm going to talk about is VELOUR. I also have a code with them. They're the same brand that has like all the lash tools that I just showed, like the gold ones. They have strip lashes. They have a lot of stuff. I really like VELOUR. I've worked with them for a long time. I think their products are very quality. They recently came out with these extensions, but these lashes are so cute, you guys. These are the volume ones. I love these ones. Like, I think they're so cute. I will style them on, like, on a night out. I'll just like pop them under my lashes and they give like the perfect cat. I like these, genuinely are so good, and they look fluffy too, which I really like. Next, I do really like Lilac Street. They kind of come like this, where it's like a specific lash. So you get your lash like that, whereas the other ones you kind of get a little bit more. So these are like a set, and some of the other ones you can do a few sets with them. Another one that I really like is VOLASHES. This is kind of one of their more unique casings. They have a ton. I use their strip lashes a lot. They're glam girl. Like, I love VOLASHES. I think that their products are amazing. I've worked with them for a while too, and I've tested out quite a few of their strip lashes and quite a few of their clusters, and I have not had a bad experience with any of them, so I feel like that is a safe option. The next one is LUXX. Like, I'm kind of giving you guys like my top 4 right now. They're so good. I really, really love LUXX. These are actually the ones that I'm gonna put on today because I haven't tried these ones, but I know that I really like LUXX, so I do want to try these. This is the Minx Medley, and like I said earlier, if you can read this on the side, it has all of the millimeter lengths, and that's what we're gonna do today. That's kind of the tea on the clusters. You can get big things like this that have a ton that you can try. You can get ones that are like individual lashes, or you can get ones like this where there's a few. So you have a lot of options. You can also just cut up your strip lashes. I'm just giving you guys the whole rundown. I'm gonna zoom you in so you can really see what I'm doing. Don't look at my skin too much. She's been problematic lately, okay? I'm taking a little mirror from Lawless. I think this is such a cute little like lip combo mirror, but it's also literally perfect for what I'm trying to do right now. But I just grabbed my glue and seal that I'm gonna use today. So I have the LUXX glue, and this is in black. They also have the clear, but I chose to do the black because I feel like it looks best if you're like putting black lashes on. It just kind of makes it look a little bit more natural. But I grabbed the Lilac Street Crystal Coat as the seal that I'm gonna use. Also, important information to note is the time that you apply these lashes is important if you want to get them to last a long time. Typically when you use lash clusters, I can make them last for about a week. I can shower, sleep, and then occasionally swim in them depending on the brand. I've had ones that last and I can swim in them and it's no biggie. The time frame that I find that works best is quite a while before you go to bed. You don't want to go to bed with glue that's still drying down from your lashes because that's how it gets messed up. I found that a lot of people are like, well, I did it before I went to bed so it could dry overnight, but you like twist and turn and then it pushes up and then it doesn't work. So you need to give it enough time for the glue to dry down before you go to sleep with them. And I found that that has been the best situation. The first thing I'm gonna do is grab my lash pad, take off the protective top layer. Then I'm going to go into my LUXX case and I'm going to take out the sizes that I want. I have done this a long time that I like kind of know my eye shape and know how many to use. So I know that I'm going to take 2 of the 16 millimeter. I'm going to take 1 of the 14 millimeter, and then I'm going to take 1 of the 12 millimeter that I will most likely cut in half. And then this is kind of what your lash pad will look like, and it doesn't move. So they're not like flying away on the countertop, which is actually very helpful. It's so annoying when you're doing your lashes and your lash goes missing and you're like, where is it? And then you find it 2 days later, somewhere so random probably. The first step that I'm gonna do is curl my lashes. I feel like it always turns out better when your lashes have a curl and they kind of sit a little bit more upright anyway. Not only is it easier for the application process, but it is just easier for the look of it in general. Like it already has a lifted look. And we don't want like a crazy tight curl as if you're like gonna do your mascara. We just want it up a little bit so that putting on the product is a little bit easier. Then I'm gonna go in with the LUXX Lash Adhesive, and you just kind of put it on like a mascara. And I really try to make sure to focus it on the base because that is typically where you do want it to stick to the most. And then I'm going to grab my 16 millimeter and I'm gonna go from the outside inward. And I just apply it. Okay, hopefully you guys can see, but I just go in underneath and apply it like that. I very lightly apply it and then kind of like pull up so it like rests on the top of the lash, and the glue kind of is what like takes hold of it. So I just grabbed my second 16-inch and I'm putting it right next door, not on top. If you crowd them too much, it's gonna look bad because over wear time, it's gonna start to like crinkle and you'll notice it and it'll start to separate. So you wanna give them enough space in between where they're next to each other, but not on top of each other. That is a crucial step in making sure that they last. Now I am moving into the 14 millimeters, so that is a little bit more in the center of my eye. I always put a little bit of extra glue by the time I get to the inner corner just because I feel like it usually dries down. I think I am gonna cut it in half, or at least cut off like a piece of it. I do feel like it's just a tiny bit too long. And voila, we have the lash on. What do you guys think? I'm gonna let that sit for a second and do my other eye, and then we will move on. I'm back, the lashes are on, and the next step is to coat them with the crystal coat. And I'm just going to gently go through And that's what's gonna help the lashes like not be sticky anymore from the glue. And it's gonna seal them in place. You can sleep in them. And then I usually let that sit for a minute or so just to dry it off a little bit. And then I take my lash curler and I don't curl them, I just clamp them a little bit, and that'll help lock them in place with your natural lashes, give it a little lift, and just really like make it look seamless. And there we have it. We have the lash clusters on that are gonna last about a week. And the nice thing is they make getting up in the morning and getting ready so easy because you don't have to do your mascara. So you can just pop on, do your little 10-minute face makeup routine and you're out the door, or you can just go. You don't even need to do your face makeup. You can focus on your skincare, and it just makes every day a little bit easier. You feel a little bit more glammed up and put together before you even have to do anything. They're just so fun. I've loved using them. They're so fun to do, and you can even get like exciting about it if you go to like a festival or you just want to do it. You can get ones that have like colors, and like you can add a little flair, add a little something. I think that is all that I have for you guys in regards to lash clusters. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial Tuesday. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. I look forward to seeing you guys on Thursday for the weekly vlog. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye, beauties.